Imagine if a city just decided it was going to stop collecting the bins. When Birmingham bin collectors went on strike over concerns about pay, large amounts of waste stopped being collected, and it created a situation that is arguably unsafe, a situation that attracts rodents. It has a particularly pungent smell. There were news reports today that a bin lorry went up a particular street near where I am. As that bin lorry went up the streets, residents were so desperate to get rid of their bin waste that they were throwing their bin bags into the truck as it was driving to try and get rid of the waste that they had. Both dangerous and particularly concerning. Serious concerns have been raised about the health impact on residents. But to be fair, the reason why these people went on strike goes further than just pay. In fact, the whole situation goes so much deeper than you would think.
Loads and loads of rubbish. Right now, it's pretty much everywhere you look in Birmingham. 9 weeks of strikes by bin collectors over pay have left the streets teeming with trash.
It's horrendous. It really is all-encompassing. You see it wherever you go across Birmingham, and it's really getting everyone down. The only thing flourishing in Birmingham at the moment are our rats, who have become the size of cats.
Residents are now living with a constant stench in the air. Locals say children could be bitten by rats in playgrounds.
Residents are sending me pictures of sighting cockroaches. This will only get worse. Residents are really concerned.
Council, they're just trying to get rid of us. They're trying to take £10,000 off me now.
When people are already paying a lot more council tax for a lot less services, so they're not going to be very happy.
That's £1,200 a month we lost straight away. This year they want to take £7,000 off us.
Eventually somebody has to clean it up. That's the downfall. Who's going to do it? It's going to cost more money.
We're really talking about what is now 17 people holding a city of 1.2 million residents to ransom.
Today, I want to get an understanding of what people think about the situation. I'm going to go to the waste sites themselves and try and understand whether there's anything that can be done to fix this mess. It's lovely to meet you. Oh, I'm zooming in. There we go. Have you seen the effects of any bin strikes within Birmingham?
Yeah, there has been a lot of bin strikes, forcing people to put their rubbish across the street.
The houses up there, it's just like this bin bag after bin bag.
And it's not welcoming as well. A lot of people's bins are just stacked up really high. Where's the rats going to come to, you understand?
Do you feel like this is going to bring in more rats to the city?
Yeah, I feel like it is. There's already stink.
If the bin people start, we get more rodents. More rodents brings more problems.
More rodents, more problems. How bad is it? Like, are you seeing...
But on this road, my dog chases them.
So you're seeing them? You're seeing rats?
I see them myself. I see them jump out of my garden, into my bin, out the bin.
You're seeing them jumping out of bins.
Jumping out of bins. These kind of bins here. They're jumping in and out of bins. This whole road's infested.
It's infested. It's quite scary. At the moment, this road in parts is looking not too bad.
Not too bad right now.
But has it been worse?
It's never been like this. Pay the bin people their money, man.
Do you reckon that they are underpaid?
Gotta be, bro, because at the end of the day, would you see a rich white man or a rich black man or a rich Asian man come and do the bins? Hell no. They'll get a butler to come and do it for them.
So you feel as though it's mostly immigrants that are doing the bin jobs?
No.
They're getting underpaid?
No. I'm saying, would you see a rich man go and do a bin man's job? No, you're not going to see a rich man go and do a bin man's job, innit? Right. A rich man sitting behind a table, innit? These people are doing the bins, they should get good money for what they're doing. They deserve that money.
So I asked a striker how the money side of things was affecting them.
I'm a team leader, yeah, and I'm also a union rep.
So people losing their homes as well, you're saying?
Yeah, a lot of members here stand to lose £600 a month.
It's a lot of money.
So yeah, anyone in today's age cannot manage with that loss. So you think about it, it's not just the members that are going to lose here, it's people's families. They're going to lose family homes, it's going to result in children losing their homes. Also it has a ripple effect through the family. And then obviously children's well-being, it's not good for them.
How long have you been striking for?
How long have you been striking, Del?
Early January.
Early January, so months.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, fair play. Fair play to the union as well, because I think they've been paying. They managed to be paying the whole time.
They don't. They only pay you a little bit of money. They can't afford to pay us every day. No.
So you're not taking your full salary?
No, not at all. We're not taking nowhere near the salary a day. Nowhere near. It's. They just give you a percentage of your money just to be out here, but it isn't the money. It's the principle of what is at stake. Do you understand? It is the money, of course it is, because we've all got bills to pay. But I think it's the bigger picture. You have to look at the bigger picture, and we're all losing money. We all have wives and kids, and we've all got mortgages and rents and bills and everything like that. And with everything going up, i.e. council tax, food and everything, it's difficult for us to be out here.
Yeah.
But I think we have to stand together, because if we don't, we can't roll over, because it's not just this industry it's getting affected. It's, as I told you before, I think everyone around the UK is feeling the pinch at the moment. Doctors, nurses, everybody, social services, kiddies services. You've seen on the news they're cutting it all. You have to make a stand, and if it means us getting together around a table and making the decisions for a better industry moving forward, I think that's the only way we can do it.
A lot of people are getting angry about it.
Really? So you're feeling like the frustration and the anger. Do you feel like the council's not doing a good job? Because they went bankrupt the other year and now we're seeing this.
I'd say so, yeah. I mean, obviously there've been a lot of strikes for other things as well, like bus strikes, trains as well. Ever since the pandemic, people are asking for pay rises.
Yeah.
I understand them in that way as well, you know. Binmen do have a hard job. I think they should just get it sorted.
What do you think they should do? Do you think they should just increase the pay for the bin people, or do you think that it might be more complicated than that?
She wasn't sure, but I actually asked one of the strikers, how much do they actually get paid?
Do you mind if I ask how much a refuse worker gets paid these days?
Roughly between £1,500 and £1,700 a month. So again, a lot of people think that we get grands and grands and grands, and it's not the case. It's not the case.
So how much is that roughly a year?
A year, 22, 23.
22, 23, yeah. So, it's not, it's
minus
not like
the 8 grand, I mean, we'll be left with what, about 15, and again, for the job that we do, not many people can do this job. The amount of people I've seen come in the same day, they've left, they can't deal with it. They see one rat, they're like, I'm not doing that.
So you have to work along the rats, like you have to...
yeah, and also there's also things like near misses. I had a collision 3 weeks back. It comes with its risks, just like any other job.
I know there's a stigma attached to this job for some reason. The general public seem to think, look, we're on huge wages. A lot of these members are just above average wage.
Yeah. I feel like it's almost a little bit unsafe with the bin bags everywhere and everything like that.
Yeah, of course, you know, you're going to see more rodents. And obviously it's not really safe for the children as well, you know, if you're going to trip over things, if things are stacked up where they're not supposed to be. I think it's like a health issue as well, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay, just as part of my kind of investigation, I came to a waste recycling plant. I wondered whether we would see people outside protesting. That doesn't seem to be the case here. I want to be honest with you. I think that was me being dumb. I went to a private waste disposal centre. Those weren't the people that were striking. But after that, I snuck into one of the council's waste centres. And what I found was very interesting. I think I've kind of snuck into the council waste recycling centre, a depot. I can see a lot of waste trucks. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be here, to be honest, but hopefully this is open to the public. Okay, so I just managed to speak to a couple of the bin refuse workers, and they seemed very frustrated about pay. They felt as though there was meetings maybe taking place, but that they were excluded from them. They said that there's people on different levels, and the people at the grade 7, they're playing hardball, is what they said. And one of the things that they really felt was they felt as though they weren't being listened to. Basically, there was a meeting, almost like an all-hands meeting is the impression I got. And someone had the courage to stand up and challenge them on the pay that they were getting. And what happened as soon as they challenged them was that the meeting ended. And that was the end of the meeting. When I spoke to one of the drivers, one of the garbage collection drivers, you could feel just how frustrated he was at these people.
I'm a resident of Birmingham myself.
Yeah.
That's the main point. The people making these decisions are not residents of Birmingham.
Right.
They don't live in our world. They're on £1,200 a day.
Are they? So they're making huge money.
Huge money,
who are
apparently.
These people? Are they running the council?
The commissioners, yeah.
Commissioners.
So apparently, look, they're on £1,200 a day, trying to take £600 a month off members for the actual work staff.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem right to me.
What is it that's happened
Well, what it
causing you
is
to
the
strike?
council have took one of the safety rolls off the back of the wagon.
Yeah.
One of the lads who are like reversing our eyes when we reverse, because I'm a driver.
Yeah.
So when we reverse, it's our eyes round corners, blind corners, into cul-de-sacs. What they're trying to do, they've took that safety roll off us, which is a grade 3 roll. And what they're trying to do, they're trying to knock them down £8,000 a year. Which
Who are they knocking down 8,000?
The lads who are our eyes at the back of the wagon, they're taking their safety roll off them, which means they need to have a cut in their money.
Does that mean they will move to grade 2 as well?
Yeah, grade 2.
So they're almost getting all demoted.
Yeah.
And it's taken away that safety roll.
That's it.
And so I heard that there was an incident in Coventry where there was someone who got hit by
I think somebody got hit by, because they was reversing, because they never had no eyes at the back of the wagon. So what we do is, when we're going to reverse, our lad will get out and he'll be our eyes.
Yeah.
And obviously we've got schools, colleges, hospitals, houses, cul-de-sacs. They're all tight, a lot of people, kids.
Yeah.
And obviously they're our eyes, they're our safety critical eyes.
Yeah.
Saves lives, they save lives.
Yeah.
And me as a driver need them, and we need them that much that we couldn't operate the service without them, because of that a safety critical role. They're our eyes and our ears and everything, and obviously they're taking them down from a 3 to a 2, which then saying it's an £8,000 a year drop.
Yeah.
So, which obviously works out to £160 a week, £600 a month, which is the rent or your mortgage payment.
People who do the bins, respect to them.
It's a tough job.
They do a tough job. Now they're asking for more money. They need more money. Like everyone needs money.
Now, perhaps on the other side, the challenge that the council has is that the council went bankrupt. I believe it was last year. So they went bankrupt very recently. The council does not have a lot of money. I believe the reason why the council went bankrupt is because they got sued over fairer share payments. You can see the fleet of garbage trucks here. Well, these ones look a little bit different. But yeah, just an absolute fleet. Massive, massive building. Kind of curious what it looks like inside the garbage thing. I'll see whether I can reach in. So they've told me to come back tomorrow, and they've said to come to this gate here. That is where the strikes are taking place. So I'm going to plan to come back. They said that they reckon there's about 80 people that are striking here. And then they told me about the other depots that are also striking. So you said the council don't listen, they're not listening at all.
Well, mate, they make their own decision. They've been like that for many years.
They've been like that?
Yeah.
So you feel like the council's ignoring the workers?
Which part?
The ones that run the waste collection.
They've been doing it for years, bro. Excuse me, I gotta go.
No,
They've been doing it for years, bro.
No problem. Act together for a cleaner Birmingham. Strike at the moment, do you feel like they're going to listen?
Wow, unfortunately, I truly believe no, not really, because I mean, we've been striking out here for the past 2 months now. We've had an initial offer on day one, but they've kept pushing the same offer, so it's not like they're trying to negotiate or even meet us halfway in any of our demands. And we're not asking for a pay raise or anything like that. Literally, all we're asking is to retain the money that we've got. I mean, you got everything going up from rent to council tax, so again, yeah, people are gonna be struggling.
Okay, so I was also able to speak to an admin person that works at the council. She said that she felt as though the strikes had gone too far. She said a compromise was offered, but it was rejected. And now what's happening apparently is that the people that are striking, they're blocking the way out so that other people that are trying to work, agency staff that are trying to work, and also people that are trying to clean the streets, so street cleaners, so not even to do with general waste, are also unable to get out, which is making the streets potentially dirtier, less safe, and more dangerous. It's interesting to see like the different perspectives. I think I heard that like some people were like chaining up the exit or something, so that like the contractors or whoever, they couldn't get out. Is that something?
No, that's illegal. No, what we do is actually walk from pavement to pavement, which slows down the workforce. We're not stopping the workforce. We're basically slowing it down to make some sort of an impact, which, as I'm pretty sure you've seen around on certain news and even on social media, that the city is being affected. But again, we kind of feel like we've been attacked. So instead of sitting down and taking the attack, we've had to strategize and come up with plans to be heard, essentially.
So what I'm definitely seeing is that it's very much a mix. So I'm walking past these bins at the moment and they're not too overfilled. I'm not seeing loads of bins on the floor.
We got to do what we got to do, innit?
I'm having to step aside, step around this bin bags. Yeah.
You see rats come out of that.
You see them rats just spilling out of it.
Running in and out, running in and out. Just don't make no sense.
So there's maggots on the streets now.
Maggots, but they got flies. Go back that bin there. That bin's been there for a month. That's my brother. How long the bin's been there for now? A month. Yeah, man. A month, man.
Been here a month?
Yeah, brother.
Bloody hell.
And the bin people don't give a damn. If one of our bins is overfilled by a tiny bit, the bin man don't take our bin.
And you feel like they're picking certain areas. So you said Solihull, they're
nice
clearing the bin. Nice and
rich
clean.
People always nice and clean. Middle class people, it's alright. Then when you get to the slummy areas, they make it look like a slums.
So the poorest people, you feel, their bins have not been empty.
Since they were targeting, they make the area look a bit more shitter for everybody.
All the best, mate.
Anytime, man. I'll look at your page.
This is not too bad, but some areas, brother, you see like a mountain growing now.
This is the what?
There's some areas you go to, there's like mountains.
Mountains of bins.
Bins, man, yeah.
Wow. So this is actually good compared to some areas.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you know where I should go to try and find these mountains?
Go to Sparkbrook.
What do you think about
I
it?
don't know what's happening, man. I don't know what they're fighting over.
Do you feel like it's dangerous what's happening?
Infections and kids and rats are coming and the cars are getting damaged.
So you feel like it could be dangerous to kids? Fair play, man. He's told me that there is a mountain of garbage and he's told me exactly where to go to find it. So I think I found the mountain. Friend, so
my face look crack.
No, you look great, man. And what's the situation been like with the bins?
With the bins.
I mean, you're looking at this right now.
This is actually,
and this.
Some people are taking some of this away because this is going down to the head.
So this used to be way worse.
Yeah, private people in their own vans and going asking people, give me £20 and I'll get rid of your rubbish for you.
Really? So there's like a whole. There's a whole.
White vans like them.
White vans like them, they're just pulling out in,
around the houses.
asking people for 20 quid to clear the waste. So there's like a whole black market now.
Like this, you probably get about 60.
60 quid for this?
Just to get rid of it. Because people, where they mostly target is people close to shops. Because you know the rats get into the shops.
The shops. So then they're happy to pay whatever, they just need that waste gone.
I've seen loads of this.
I mean, this is...
I used to live at 27 Hickman Road. Crossing the park.
It's across the park, so there's like a massive mountain.
It's double that. Double
it.
They're starting to use the...
Do you find it scary to see, like...
If I was living right beside this, I'd do something myself about it because that can bring rats, and rats bring diseases.
Yeah, exactly. And what's amazing to me is I'm seeing just behind this, over there, this building here is a school.
Yes, school, exactly.
It's a school, which is
here,
right
one
next
over
to
there,
this.
one over here as well.
So there's schools all over the place and they're surrounded by this garbage.
It's not nice for children to come out and they're smelling it out the window in the school.
It's not good for their health.
I keep striking for more money.
Yeah, I think so.
When you think about it, everything else is going up. It's just part of life, isn't it?
Yeah, I think a lot of people are struggling. Do you feel like there's some areas where they are clearing it and some areas where they're not?
No.
It's just everywhere there's a mess.
Everywhere. Owned private houses, there's nothing outside them. What I mean by that is not owned by the council. These are houses rented out by private landlords.
What, the
at the back of my place there.
But are you saying that those ones are better or are they just as bad?
No, just all.
It's just as much.
No, they can't do anything about it. You probably won't get the van pulling in because you probably think you have a camera in your hand. After 5 o'clock, they pull in and they send little kids, 12 or 13 or under 15, each one of them are, and they knock on the doors. If you want the garbage, have your door at this time. And he said he'll come back on a second day and pick the money.
So what I think he's saying is basically there's these businessmen that are driving around in white vans and they've got kids with them, teenagers, and the teenagers are going up to the doors, knocking on the doors, asking for money. And then when they collect it, they're going to pick up people's waste in exchange for money.
It's a business. A poor man trying to make a living.
Yeah.
And that's what the big men are trying to do. They deserve 3 times what they're getting. I really mean that. Same doctors and nurses. No life on the line for us.
Okay. All the best, man. Thank you. I mean, I do get really nervous just standing around near this area. So you do just wonder whether there could be rats inside it. And just bizarre that this happened next to a school. This building right here. Right next to it. My first impression as I came into Birmingham was that it's not as severe as... So I'm just sat on a park bench. Untypically, when you sit on a park bench, right behind me is this. So when I first came into Birmingham, I thought that everything was a bit exaggerated. I wasn't seeing that much trash. But as I drive more and more around, I'm just seeing more and more of these just heaps, piles of just waste that's just been dumped. And it's clear that even though I think the strike's only been going on for, it's already at a critical point where serious action needs to be taken. This isn't something that should be happening in a civilized society. You're out today striking. The other side that some people argue is like, okay, but the strikes are causing like bins to pile up and things like that. What's your thoughts on that side?
Well, we're all Birmingham people. In the last 2 years, they've obviously raised the council tax. So we're Birmingham people. We all live in Birmingham. So we were born and raised in Birmingham. So we know exactly what the general public feel like. We're on the general public side.
Yeah.
We are, but we have to make a stand because if you don't, it's not just this industry, it's all around the country at the moment. I don't think people are not happy because people are having their money cut and everything like that. I think we have to be out here and we have to make sure that we protect our people who are losing money. And I understand the general public, but all I can say to the general public is you've just got to bear with us because everybody works hard. I've done 25 years myself. I've done a lot of time. I've been out in a lot of weathers. We've never once moaned about the workload. But you just imagine when you've drove around them streets, have you seen the work what's out there? You imagine that every day.
Yeah.
You imagine, so you've gone out there and you've drove your car and you've seen the rubbish what's on the streets. Yeah. That's what we pick up on a daily basis.
Have you seen any effect of it yourself? I don't know how widespread it is across Birmingham.
Yeah, like here it's not too bad because like you've got the streets and just when you go into like the back roads, that's quite bad. There's a lot of people.
Back roads, that's where it's piling. Do you find it concerning or do you think it's just going to blow over?
No, I think it is concerning. But like you don't know that they're going to stop. I mean, I've even been saying like the summertime.
As far as I'm aware, the strike is planned to be indefinite. I mean, obviously until I guess they get a solution. Yeah, and I heard so the strike is potentially like indefinite. I think is what they said. Until something happens. Yeah. So do you think like how long could you strike for, or would you stay out here as long as it takes?
As long as it needs to. I mean, let me ask you, boss. I mean, would you be willing for up to a third to up to a quarter of your wage? I mean, being dropped. It's a lot of money, boss. It's a lot of money. Yeah. It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. How long are you willing to strike for?
Well, I suppose they've got to get round the table. I don't know how long it will be. They've got to get round the table and talk.
And they've got to have conversations.
And they've got to have conversations.
Do you feel like they're not doing enough to have those conversations? Because I think there was initially they proposed a compromise, but then since then there's not been anything.
It's been silent. Yeah. They've had a meeting yesterday, which they've had a bit of a breakthrough. It can't be just one-sided. Not our side or not their side. There has to be a meeting place.
What do you think about them striking? Do you think it's fair for them to do it?
Honestly, I'd like to see more details. Because they're saying that it's an £8,000 pay cut, but then On the other hand, they're saying they've had a fair deal, so why they're still striking. So I'd like to know exactly why, like what is going on.
Do you feel like it could almost be dangerous? What's happening?
Oh, definitely.
Is the area starting to smell in places as well?
It is. It's
Yeah.
starting to as well.
Wow,
It's starting
wow.
to get really bad.
I believe for what they're doing, they should get paid double, to be honest with you.
Binmen should get paid double to have to clear through all this.
For a couple of weeks with this.
Yeah.
They're living that every day for years.
You feel sorry for the garbage
The
collector?
poor are getting, and the rich are going quick. Not being racial like that.
No.
I really am. It's just
You feel
that's
like
the way I see it.
you feel like they're looking
Well,
after
I'm
the
not
rich
racist,
more.
like-
Some people as well, they're just using it as an opportunity just to dump stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's just
And
a
there's
random
other
fridge.
people, like-
I think that there's safety concerns with all of this litter being left on the streets of
Yes,
Birmingham.
that's a good question. If you got rodents, when rodents are eating their food and you startle a rat will jump and bite you, no matter what. It will attack you or attack a child.
So there's risks that
What's big risks?
rats could be biting people
Yes,
in
they
Birmingham.
They can jump 6 foot high. Yeah.
Wow, so they could bite people in the face.
They bite your neck straight away.
In your neck?
They go for your neck.
Do they purposely go for the neck?
That's it's all instincts of all animals do. Is if an animal's getting attacked, the first thing an animal will do is bite your neck.
The next day, I attended a strike. Now, I know I've kind of shown you some footage from the strike already, but just, you know. Do you mind if I ask why you're striking?
The whole purpose of us all striking is because the council buses have decided to take £8,000 from roughly around 50% of the full-time workforce.
Yeah.
And it roughly equates to minus £650 a month, which again, it's a lot of money.
So you're saying it's £8,000 less a year? That's a lot of money. How will that impact you?
Well, me personally, I'll be losing roughly around £2,000, which is still a lot of money. It's just under £200 a month, but again, it's a lot of money. But for those that are going to be losing the £8,000, it'll impact them in a lot of ways. I mean, especially if you got mortgage, if you got kids, even like food and like your bills. I mean, you got council tax going up this year by what, 7%? Yet they're looking to take money off people who are essentially out in all weathers, dealing with all types of people, even like rats and stuff like that. It's not a job that a lot of people can do, or that a lot of people are willing to do.
The strike, the trade union, are they able to give you some money, or are you at the moment, are you having to go without any wages?
No, at the moment we're actually getting paid by the union, which thank God for Unite. Otherwise, majority of us would be in a very bad situation, and most of us probably would have probably gone back to work due to needing our bills paid, especially if you got kids. You're not going to want to let your kids go hungry and things like that. Me and myself, I ain't got kids, I've got cats, but still can't let my cats go hungry neither.
There will be some people that will raise concerns about like what's the safety impact of like the bins being across the city.
That's exactly what we're striking for, the health and safety, because what they're trying to do is take a critical health and safety role of the binmen, which basically reverses the truck. Say if a vehicle is reversing, the driver has only got a limited view, even with the camera at the back of the truck. So with an extra set of eyes, say if a kid runs out into a road, we'll be able to stop the wagon, tell the driver to stop, and then that way the child or whoever can safely cross the road. A lot of kids nowadays, everybody is all on their phones, not really paying attention to what's going around them. And these trucks are literally, what, 14-ton trucks?
That person is like the eyes and ears as you're reversing, making sure that it's safe.
Well, yeah. That means there's no one there to reverse the truck. So if there's an accident, essentially it's all down to the driver's fault, which it's unfair. You can't put everything on one person, especially when you're a crew. So it's kind of like a little mini family.
If the driver, let's say the driver hit someone, they could then be held liable for that,
100%.
even though that safety role has been taken away.
Well, technically it would be the council's fault as a whole, as an organisation, because again, they've deleted the role.
At the moment, it's just the grade 3 workers that they've removed, which is a massive safety critical role in our industry. But we're hearing now through the grapevine that they're coming for the drivers next.
I know the grade 3s, the ones, they're the safety ones that are looking at the back of the vehicle when it's
They're the people
reversing.
at the back, who are in charge of all the machinery and the buttons. I know, like, to the general public, it doesn't seem like a lot, but there's a lot more to this job than just emptying bins.
Yeah.
Obviously, we deal with a lot of schools, there's a lot of pedestrians. With like the city centre, we have to do so much. Like, I can only see so much as a driver with my mirrors. That person at the back of the vehicle could be the difference of me going to prison or not.
Yeah.
That's how true it is.
I mean, it would be a massive tragedy if a truck driver...
It's already happened in Coventry.
It's happened.
Where a member of staff lost their life.
And do you know who it is that's making these decisions?
The hierarchy, isn't it, in the council?
Yeah.
They're making them decisions
okay.
to cut the money. I feel that they think that the safety role is not critical. I think I disagree. It is very, very critical. People's lives at stake. Every single day you get in one of them wagons, a massive wagon like that, with weight on as well, as it builds and builds in the back. It's such a safety role. I just can't stress enough how they save lives. Every day they save people's lives.
Because does the vehicle have like blind spots?
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
it does.
So we have our mirrors, but there is, like on any car or any vehicle you drive, there is going to have blind spots. Okay. So that's why it has to be. It has to be there.
Yeah.
It has to, and obviously they're going to drop them down to maybe a minimum wage. Me personally, this is not a minimum wage job.
Yeah.
They got lives in their hands. Every day they go out, they got people's lives in their hands. Gotcha. Kiddies, pushchairs, mums, dads, around schools. You can't have them sorts of wagons rolling around the streets with no safety officer in them. You can't be doing that. Because somebody's going to, obviously you've seen over the years where they've had accidents and stuff like that, where people have reversed and killed people. It's terrible.
Yeah. And is there anything else that you feel that you want to share, or anything else that you think is important for the people to know?
Just to be as patient as you possibly can. Also, another thing to realise is that majority of us that work in Birmingham, we love the job that we do. We love our city even more. As much as this is frustrating for you guys, it's also frustrating for us, because once we do go back to normal, we're the ones that are going to be out here cleaning the mess. It's not going to be the higher ups that have decided to take our money. Do you know what I mean? We'll be the ones clearing it up. Be as patient as you possibly can. Together, we'll make society a livable place.
Thank you, man. No, appreciate you sharing.
No worries, boss.
The safety aspect of it is they want to get this job down to minimum wage. These vehicles leaving this depot are deadly. They can be deadly in the wrong hands. So me as a driver, I want somebody on the back of that vehicle with experience.
Are they bringing in agency people that have lower wages, and then they're using that to move more towards 100%, agency?
Because they don't have the terms and conditions a full-timer has. So they're on 0-hour contracts. They don't have the same rights that a full-time member of staff would have.
Gotcha.
A lot easier to get rid of, a lot easier to manage.
Yeah.
But a lot easier to manipulate as well.
Right.
That's the truth.
Okay, gotcha. Right. Are you one of the grade 3s that's affected? Or?
No, I'm a grade 4 driver.
With respect to you, so it's not you that's affected, but you're out.
So I'm standing with a...
How else are they pulling the wages down? Because it's a lot of money they're taking away. How are they doing it?
In my opinion, they're hiding beyond an equal pay claim, which I don't think is justified, because it hasn't been proven to us that there is an equal pay claim against that grade. So for me, it's just a sneaky way of getting people's wages down. Because in my opinion, my honest opinion, I'm not saying it is true or not, it's just my opinion. They want to get it down to basic wages to privatise the company.
But this is where the situation gets a bit deeper in understanding what actually happened to cause this situation. So I actually spoke to an employment lawyer, and they said that the reason why this happened was because you had a set of jobs, things like cleaners, that were predominantly filled with one gender, and basically they sued the council because they were getting paid less than other jobs like refuse workers, which is bin collectors, and they were saying, wait, well, we should get paid exactly the same as the garbage collectors. We should get paid the same amount of money, even though it's a different job. Now, that employment lawyer was like, the law makes no sense. It's a different job. One of the jobs, not many people want to be so it makes sense that you'd get paid more to be a garbage collector, because you have to try and attract people. And also, if they're going to do a really tough, demanding job, then it would make sense that they would get paid more for doing that. Another point that they raised was that any gender can apply to be a bin person, and any gender can apply to be a cleaning person. I think what they were really getting at is that equality is really important, but equality isn't getting paid the same no matter what job you do. But these equal pay claims that are based on a law that, according to this lawyer, is very flawed, they bankrupted Birmingham City Council, and as a result, the people of Birmingham have seen council tax rise substantially, and now
the council has been seemingly forced to pull down the wages of people like bin collectors in order to kind of stay compliant with that law and also just to stay afloat financially. So based on what they're saying, serious questions may need to be raised about the quality of the laws that we have in relation to equal pay and making them more focused on true equality. I worry that this could become a bit of a legal minefield for small businesses, and that I really hope it doesn't lead to more bankruptcies, whether that is to small businesses or even more councils across the country, that essentially leads to the spreading of poverty and just misery. No one wants to be in these situations, and my heart goes out to the people that are suffering, whether that is the refuse workers or whether that is the residents of Birmingham. I hope things will get better. Now, after watching this video, it may not surprise you that a lot of people online have been talking about how miserable Britain is. I investigated that as part of another documentary to find out whether Britain is truly collapsing and whether it is as miserable as people are saying online. Click the video that is on screen now to watch the documentary.